Okay, we're live. Hello all. Welcome to another initiative. And this time you asked me so. So Ileana, they asked me to invite some participants. Actually, I've been having the discovery calls the whole day today. So they were asking me, is there any previous participant who has already graduated and they can share their experience? So I know that you've been following me enough. You were in the masterclass live, but there are people that they didn't join live, so they missed the actual interaction with you. So this is why, of course, we are doing this live. And of course, because those series that we're going to do today, tomorrow, and on Wednesday are going to focus on 10K, 5-figure months. So I'm posting only VIP participants of my programs, if we can say the elite, those people that they did it, they made it, they actually reached 10K months, they doubled their income. And the main purpose is actually to motivate other people, to inspire, and of course to share practices, best practice for people that they would like to reach your goals. So Ileana, welcome. How are you?
So thank you very much for inviting me. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thank you so much. Where are you right now? Where are you? I know that you were on vacation.
Yes, I am in my office. So.
Okay, you're back. Okay, great. Thank you so much. Yeah. Because I was worried that you will be like trying to join us for vacation. I see people joining us. So thank you for liking and joining us live. Let me know in the comments. Let us know, guys, where are you watching us from? And if the sound of the picture is okay, we'd really love to know. So use the comments below. We will be able to see also your questions. So I know that there are questions for Ileana, because you've asked me so. So this is your chance to ask anything, okay? A previous participant of and graduate of my program. So if you have specific questions for Ileana, use the comments below and we will be able to see them. So Ilham, okay, if you're here with us, Natalia, that we had the call this morning and you were asking me, this is your chance. If you are watching the replay or the recording, you can tag me just to be able to address your questions, and I will ask Ileana also if this is something specifically for Ileana to get back to you and answer it. But in the meantime, let us know if the sound of the picture is okay before we start. We'd love to know. So Ileana, a bit of the introduction of mine. So Ileana is a previous participant of my program. She has successfully graduated both my 3-month signature programs, the Fully Booked Translator Formula and the Ultimate LinkedIn Prospecting System. Today, we're going to talk about Ileana's successes, her experience working in my programs, and of course, how she used my processes and what we discussed in the program, even less than the 100% of the things that we discussed. And actually, by just implementing some things 10 minutes per day, is that correct, Ileana? 10 minutes per day, you actually got some very high-paying clients that you wouldn't be able to reach in person, in real life, or that would be, if not impossible, very, very difficult. And I know I cannot disclose names because they are under NDAs, but definitely we can describe those situations, and people, I think they will get them, whom we are referring to.
Yeah.
So let's start with your background. If you would like to introduce yourself and your experience working with me, and then we get into the success, and of course we will close the live with what people are waiting for, answering your questions, and definitely how to get where Ileana is right now, reaching 5-figure months and doubling her income. Congratulations, Ileana. That's amazing.
Thank you so much.
That's amazing. And my best, that's my best reward, to see you succeeding, okay? No matter how long that will take, or no matter what's the effort, I'm always next to you, and I'm really so curious to get to know your progress and your successes. So let's get back to the effort. So introduce yourself, your experience with the programs, and then we'll get into the successes and your processes, what you've been implementing so far.
Okay. So I'm Ileana Cari, and I am a solopreneur. I started my business, my translation and interpreting business in 2006. And last year, due to the pandemic, I experienced a crisis. And due to the cancellation of many contracts that were already signed since the beginning of the year, I felt stuck because there were no more exhibitions, no more meetings, and so on. So part of them were, of course, done via Zoom, for example, or other platforms. but most of them were, of course, cancelled. So that's why I decided to reshape my business and to start focusing on translation rather than interpreting. And
I think many translators, they're going to relate with you, especially interpreters based in Italy. They can relate with you because they face the same situation. Italy was the first in the European market country that actually was affected by COVID. I have had many Italian translators because of that fact in my programs that they were struggling to get back into business, or they would need to restructure their whole business formats just to be able, to face such crisis that it's a worldwide crisis already. So definitely, if you have questions for Ileana, if you're facing or if you have faced such situation in the previous months or the last year, definitely that's your chance to ask someone who has been in the same situation, has faced it, and she did it. She was able to overcome those obstacles and to be successful in her own business as a solopreneur. So thank you, Ileana. Please continue. I just would like to mention that it's really important that you were Italian, you were HIT, and you were interpreter as well.
Yes, so I attended this coaching program, the Fully Booked Translator Formula, and it was really useful because I learned so many things, and I got so many interesting insights and so many useful tips and tricks. And yes, for example, I had my website revamped, and I had two colleagues of ours that were two wonderful proofreaders for my texts. And then, for example, I changed the page in which my specializations were described. In order to
I remember
focus.
You added also languages on your website. You made it more targeted to your new audience. So
yes.
It was a strategical step. It wasn't just a revamp of a website. It meant that for me means that you changed your whole approach to the industry, that you targeted a different market based on the client acquisition, the client avatar that we created in the program. So it was a whole new approach to the new reality.
Yes, I started to, let's say, to focus on my USP and to highlight it also on the website.
Exactly.
And then, I decided to focus on these three areas. That is to say, beauty, hospitality, and food and beverages. And and these were, let's say, the main three steps. Then, when I attended the ULPS, the Ultimate LinkedIn Prospecting System,
because people do not know yet the abbreviation. Yes, it's the Ultimate LinkedIn Prospecting. The successor of the Fully Booked Translator Formula. It's more intensive, in my opinion, and more modern, combining technology and LinkedIn as well more actively. And I think that your secret behind all the strategical steps that you had already taken was actually the processes that we teach in this program. Actually, I think this was a step that went you way ahead. I think in your results with us more
because I felt stuck. And I needed inspiration and motivation to change something. As we all know, change is always scary at the beginning, because it is always difficult to change, let's say, habits or to change something. But it was really the game changer, let's say, because to tell you the truth, yes, it was scary at the beginning, hard in the middle, but beautiful in the end.
I have a question for you. I have a question because you mentioned the scary part, and I was on a call with Natalia this morning, and she told me that I'm scared. I do not know how to follow up, and I feel a bit scared to follow up and continue discussions with my idea on LinkedIn. What you would say because I don't want to talk on my own for my own program. I'm pretty sure 100% I can help Natalia, but I would really like to see your perspective on the things, because you mentioned that you were scared in the beginning, but now you excel the LinkedIn prospecting yourself. So you are the right person to talk about. So.
Well, I try to be always natural and to start conversations. Normal conversation, to be, let's say, a problem solver for my clients. So just simply ask if, for example, if they are satisfied with my job, if they are satisfied with the human and professional approach. So treating, let's say, the overall experience of working with me. And well, I think the secret is to understand what the client needs, and then try to focus on the solution.
And how did the program help you to overcome that, if we can say, feeling of scared?
Because yes, because the program gives me all the tools and the confidence to overcome my limiting beliefs. It is mainly the great benefit, I would say, because if you overcome the fear to approach people and to get in touch with them, then everything comes easily, really easily. So you don't need to think about it, but just take action, and then the rest will come. Of course, there has been people who answered me, for example, no, or that they were not in need at the moment, but they will keep, in any case, my contact details. And for example, I've been contacted also this morning for a new project.
Wow, amazing!
And yes, and it was a client that I contacted last year, and yes, they asked me that they would get in touch with me next year, and they did it. So
amazing. So you see, it works also, if we can say, not that actively. You, by just implementing what we've been teaching, you receive also connection requests or job requests. So definitely it works both directions. You don't need always actively to go after clients. So it works both directions. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes.
So definitely confidence, as you mentioned, the supportive community, and the fact that you have already made processes, the messages, and you have practiced.
Yes, and then while you practice, you get confidence. And then you can adjust, for example, the length of the messages. For example, at the beginning, I used messages that, for example, were a bit too long. But then I realized that many people, for example, just scroll LinkedIn on their smartphones. And so if the messages are shorter, you get more results. And so I tried to be really concentrated, and yes, and I saw that I got better results.
Great tip. And I know that you were among those that you shared in a previous live or in the group that you became addicted, if we can say, in this process. And you downloaded the app and you were using the app. And this is something I'd really like the atmosphere, the feeling to share with the audience, like, because everyone says, I don't like it, I feel scared, I don't feel confident enough to go after clients. But you mentioned you were scary, and at the same point, you became so addicted. You liked it so much because for the results.
Yes, because, for example, I used to, for example, to have a look at it on the sofa, for example. Or I don't know, when I am on the bus, for example, while I'm waiting. So it is really, let's say, like any other social media. But yes, you have to be always, of course, professional, because it is a professional network. But in any case, it can be used, let's say, like a social media.
Exactly.
And yes, I got addicted, to tell you the truth.
I remember you saying that. So it's something I really like to show to other people that it's totally achievable. And I really like that feeling, because only if you love something, you start to see so great results. And so cool to start loving something that previously it made you feel scary. So definitely that's a great story to share here live. So
Yes, at the
let's
beginning.
yeah.
Yes, sorry. So at the beginning, let's say during October and November last year, I started with the free version. But then yes, of course, I got addicted, and then I started with the trial of the paid version, and then starting from the beginning of this year, I bought the whole package for the whole year, and yes, it was really.
You invested in your business. That's an investment. I keep saying it's like having a lead generator assistant. But actually, with 60, I don't know, euros, something like that per month, you get the full package. But everything we teach in the program can be implemented with the free version. Liana, until December, she didn't use the paid version. So definitely you can see results with the free version of LinkedIn as well. So second question is from Ilham. And I don't know if you would like to answer this. Ilham asked me, for example, he told me, like, I'm a full-time employee right now. I don't have that much time to invest in the program. And I find that it's going to be very time-consuming. And I answered to Ilham that it's only 1 hour live that we meet per week. And you have 2 weeks to implement one specific exercise task. And I find it enough time. But since you were also full-time, okay, not employee, but entrepreneur yourself, you have your business. How did you tackle with the time and the productivity, and if you find the timings for the program enough? So if you can share also how you managed to implement and complete the program, that will help other participants as well. I can share my insights on how I do it, but definitely today it's all about you.
Well, for me, it was an investment. As it was an investment, it had to give me results.
But, of course.
And that's why I found the time, even if I didn't have it. Because, for example, I scheduled to do the tasks 1 hour or 2 hours per day. And if I didn't find the time during the week, for example, I decided to dedicate it, for example, Saturday morning, or some hours during the weekend. So it's really personal, the time you decide to dedicate to it, and it depends only on you. So for me, I was completely convinced, and I needed something to change my business. And yes, I was completely convinced. And yes, the method and all the tips and tricks were fully.
Thank you for mentioning that. Yeah,
because some practice. Because yes, theory is one thing, of course, but you have to put into practice to see the results.
I would like to mention that because I keep saying trust the process, and some people, they keep saying that's an American, I don't know, slogan or something that doesn't really work, and I keep saying, but you just mentioned that this was what worked for you. You trusted the process. You were convinced that it works, and you were determined to see the results. This is very important. This is why I want people that are action takers in my programs. If you join such programs just to hear, to listen to someone, okay, great lecturer, or to get some knowledge, that's okay, but that's not the investment. What is it about? It's about to give you results, and that's my best reward. I want people that actually are determined to see results in their business, and you have the right mindset, Ilana. And actually, I remember you were the winner, because I always have if we can say, a competition so as to keep you motivated. You won because you were always on time delivering the tasks. You were always on time, even if you mentioned you didn't have the time on every day, so you worked on the weekends. And my 5 cents would be myself. I always, because I participate in a coaching program myself, I really believe in self-development. I usually, because I run 2 businesses, and you see I'm here, the live, I did a masterclass, the summer school, at the same time teaching my 3-month program, and I'm running my translation business. It's very difficult, okay? So what I do, I find the time when there is a will, there is a way. And I try to integrate, for example, a Saturday morning with my coffee, with a clear mind, and then you feel productive. I'm not telling you that you need, okay, to sacrifice all of your weekends, but it's just a 12-week program. For those 12 weeks, you can focus, okay? You can prioritize your timing, definitely. So, Diana, let's get to the last part, unless there is anything else you would like to add. Is there anything else?
No. So
the last part is actually 5-figure and doubling your income practices. Shortly, don't disclose all of our details of our program. But if you had an advice on people that they are watching us right now, what they should do, okay, in order to reach your stage, to be able to feel fulfilled and actually double their income and reach their financial goals. Doesn't really have to be 5 figures, but reaching their financial goals. I wish you all to be 5 figures months, but definitely, what would be your advice?
Well, for example, last year I sent a letter to the agencies with whom I collaborate, and I stated that my raise will be that my rates will be raised a bit in order to cover all the expenses. And so that was the first step. And then also this year, for example, I started to say no to some projects because if they are badly paid, it doesn't pay off at the end of it. And so the power to say no is a great power, because you can concentrate yourself on something else, for example, on marketing, on a specific strategy, on, for example, digital marketing, if you do it on LinkedIn or on your social media. And so saying no has allowed me to gain better paying clients. And yes, this was, let's say, the first step. And then at the end of May this year, I started to work on my portfolio, because last year I had my new CVs and my new company profiles.
Yes, I remember you created everything in the 3-month program. So this is amazing. This is why you have a deadline, guys, because if I give you 1 year, it will take you 1 year. But if I give you 3 months, in 3 months, you can have everything ready like Liana did.
Yes,
so you created another portfolio after the company profile you had created?
Yes, I created the portfolio because I realized that the company profile is really complete. But in order to impress, let's say, and to gain specific clients in a specific niche, I preferred to underline, let's say, yes, my experience. So the jobs that I already did in the past. And so I created this 7 pages portfolio.
Wow.
So really focused and really specific. And yes, I sent it to all my LinkedIn connections. And yes, I got 2 more clients between July and August.
And you reached this amount. So it's a hard work. It needs a strategy behind of that. That's what I see through your words. It's hard work. It's enough of work. It's a matter of overcoming your limiting beliefs and lack of confidence. And of course, a matter of implementing, because you implemented the W rates. It's a pricing strategy I keep saying to my clients, and you implemented that. It needs guts. But definitely what I've been saying to my mentees, you need to raise your rates. People, they think that they will lose clients, but instead they will find higher paying clients. They will keep those that they are willing to pay their value. So one step is the pricing strategy that I said. I don't suggest you to go and blindly, implement what she mentioned here, because that, the practices, is what applies to her own situation, her background, her clients, because I know her. We had one-to-one sessions into our program, so it's for me better to give you more strategical answers, but those definitely, they work based on Ileana's background, and business model. Saying no to bad paying clients and projects is also a part of my strategy that Ileana also should implement. And this is also takes a lot of guts to go and say no, especially when you don't have yet the income that you desire, or especially the time that crisis has hit your country and your industry, like Ileana's. And investing in marketing to focus on high paying clients like Ileana did is also a part of a strategy. The targeted portfolio, remember we discussed that in our last session, and it's a great step, if we can say, but definitely it needs a lot of work behind of that. What information to include, how to make it targeted, and if you're going to make it targeted, to what audience. These are the things that we discuss in our course, and what takes a lot of time and effort for myself and the participants. So it's a give and take process, because I need you to tell me what you need so as to be able to give you more strategical answers and steps to be followed. So definitely I'm going to share in the comments Ileana's advice that's just said on how to double your income and reach 5-figure months. But I can tell you from now, it's not for everyone. It's suggestions from someone who did it and succeeded, but based on her own business model and advice that she got specifically for her own situation, Ileana, here. So definitely I'm sharing in the chat so as for you to gain ideas and inspiration. But what works or not has to be adjusted to your own situation. There is no solution that fits all, So definitely, this is why I keep mentioning that this is not a course. What I'm teaching is a program, coaching, mentoring, that it's adjusted to the participant's background and situation. Everyone is unique based on their business model, their character, personality, and also their ideal clients, because not all of us, we are focused on a specific industry. So amazing those practical advice that you just shared with us, Ileana. Last, before we close, because we're over time, we have 3 minutes, I would really love a few words, if you would like, if there is something that you would like to say specifically for this program and how this has helped you, just to close with something like testimonial, and for people also to get to know if there is something for them inside this program or not before they are making their decision.
Well, I totally recommend it. It's worth, because you will get everything you need in order to succeed, in the sense that Virginia gives you all the tools and all the instruments to be applied. Then, of course, it's up to you. And yes, for me, it was really a game changer. And the most well, I would say the most important part for me was finding someone who encourages me every time, and to be inspired. That was probably the most important part that lacked me last year. And
Thank you so much.
Thanks to this positive, let's say, positive attitude and positive vibes, I started to create new things, company profiles, company portfolio, and so on. And yes, thanks to that, I was able to reach my goals. And yes, I am completely satisfied. So in August, I had only 1 weekend of holiday, but it was so amazing, because the clients were all satisfied, and yes, I am so proud of what I did, and this pays all the efforts and all the sacrifice that I did in the past.
Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, because it takes a lot of sacrifice, it takes a lot of time. It's not an overnight success. This is something, if success was overnight, everyone would be successful. So this is not our case. But for me, what really plays a role is the fact that you were always following me. You were always there for me in the Friday lives that we do with for free. People tend to neglect. They don't see the value behind that. You were able to see the value, okay, either in the free or the paid program, and you were actually able to take 100% of the things. And also to mention that you mentioned August, because in August was the month that you reached.
Well, I reached over 10K, over 10K turnover. So I gained, let's say, I reached the turnover that I had in 2019 before the pandemic, and I think that this year I will have an increase of more or less 30% compared to 2019
before COVID. So yes, you are an example. Congratulations! You are an example of those that they say you can make it, you can double, you can increase your income even during the crisis. So you're a real example of what I've been teaching, but it's people, they don't believe it. So thank you for sharing that, because you're a real example. Yes, translation is one of the profession among the 10 professions all over the world that they see a rise during a crisis. It takes a lot of time and effort, but definitely it will pay off, and it will pay off. And you mentioned that 1 month in August paid off for everything that you've done so far, and that's very inspirational. That's very inspirational, Ileana. And I wish you even more success, and I wish you when you reach, even the more success, to share even more tips with us and more inspirational stories, because the most important is, okay, the practical advice, but definitely the inspiration, as you mentioned, having someone to inspire, as you do here for the audience and everyone who's listening to us. It's really, really important to get started at least.
Yes, of course, it is an ongoing process, and you have to be consistent every day. And yes, I have other goals and other things to be done within December and also for next year.
Of course.
But yes, the most important thing is take every step little by little, and then yes, the results will come. So
thank you so much. It was a pleasure and honor to have you as a mentee, a participant in my program, a friend already, because we're trying to find a place to meet in person. Why not?
Yes, of course.
And
we will meet
I would love,
next year. Fingers crossed. We hope so.
Definitely. And last thing before we close, thank you all for joining us live. Thank you for staying until the end. If you still have more questions, reach me out at info@vmentoring.com or use the comments below. Tag me so as to be able to see your questions, or tag Ileana Karin if you want Ileana to answer your questions. And definitely, I would like to mention, okay, this is an emotional moment, that this is the last time that you can work with me for 2021, because the program starts in October. It's a 3-month program. It will end December, so you will be able to implement and continue implementing the process in January. So you will start the whole new year with a new strategy, all the marketing material ready, the knowledge ready to go after your clients, ideal clients, dream jobs, okay? Yeah. Everything that you want for your own business. So the timings that I start my programs, they also play a role. For me, this timing is the best in the year, so as to be ready in January, that everyone comes back from vacation and they are ready to do some business and work with you. They have open projects and so on. So definitely check out the link that you will find vmentoring.com/ULPS. It's the abbreviation of the Ultimate LinkedIn Prospecting System. I won't be taking more people, and I doubt I will start early enough in January, because I'm starting my PhD right now. So if you wish to have the same results, if you wish to be the elite that knows things about LinkedIn that 62%, even more, of users of LinkedIn they do not know, especially translators, I can attest that. If you want to be ahead of your competitors, knowing tips and tricks and hacks, Ileana already said that she learned in the programs, and that will help you by just implementing the process 10 minutes per day through your mobile to get such high-paying clients and reach the 5 figures, as Ileana did in August, then definitely reach me out, book a free call with me to discuss it further, because the enrollment ends this Thursday, and I won't be taking one-to-one or other people in my program, because the program is 3 months, so it ends in January. and this is your last chance to get things rolling for your business, to go after your dreams and be ready for 2022, which is coming ahead. So thank you, Liana.
Thank you so much for having me. It was a real pleasure.
I wish you the best. I can't wait for more successes when you share them with me.
So much.
I love them. It gives me so much energy. And the best reward, as I've been saying, is your successes, guys, okay? It's not always the money. It's about the impact. It's about happiness, it's about fulfillment, and those should be our goals in life in general. And mindsets, definitely. Liana is a great example of the right mindset of people, that they actually set their goals, they have the right mindset and energy to go after their dreams and see them coming true at some point. Liana, once again, thank you so much. So you stay here with me. Thank you, guys. You're still here live with us. Okay, that's amazing. If you still have questions, use a comment, send me an email, or book a call with me. Or if you're ready to take discount, the early bird price until midnight only, guys. The bonuses and the early bird price ends at midnight tonight. So see you in our group. Bye-bye for now.